아, 저 나무인가 보다.
어?
저기 저 물 위에 있는 나무 보여요? 여기 앞에.
저기.
어.
까만색.
응. 저기 가보자. 아, 물 진짜 맑다. 마나카우스 다 보이네.
장관이다, 장관.
진짜.
포도 맛이다.
와. 포도 냄새 나. 지금 여기가 수확이 거의 끝났죠?
끝났지. 그럼?
So lots of people get married down here in the atrium. So they set up the ceremony down here, and the bride walks all the way down the hill. That tends to be, with the good weather, what people do. And then they've got these amazing photos.
Oh, yes.
So really nice. And the winery is just there. So we'll just walk along there and we can go and say hello and see what's happening
Yes.
at the winery. So the winery, they used to, before they built the vineyard,
Yes.
it used to be farming, mostly goat farming. So the winery is the old goat shed that they converted into the winery. So it's got a history to it. It was originally for the goats. So that's quite fun. Have you met Nick before?
Only through the email.
Through the email. The winery here at the front, and then over the side you can see all those barrels.
Yes.
And then at the very back we have the warehouse where we keep all the wines once they've been bottled. We don't bottle here on site. We bottle in Cromwell. So the wine goes to Cromwell, gets bottled, and then it comes back, goes into cellar or into the warehouse. Afternoon.
Hi there. G'day.
Good afternoon.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Nice to you.
Taste a grape. See what you
Sauvignon
think.
Blanc.
24 vintage.
Oh.
Sauvignon Blanc. So green, like it's acid, bright, good flavours. Very happy. Very watery. You know, Sauvignon Blanc's always crunchy. Riesling's a little bit sleeker, smoother.
조금 더 그 과즙이 많이.
Want to come and have a look?
Thank you.
James.
Hey James.
Oh. Hi. Nice to see you.
That's just a mess. 와.
귀한 걸 보내.
has just started. Fermentation hasn't started here yet. In here.
이렇게 와인이 되지?
Now this is wine.
이제 침출돼가지고 나오구나. 빠졌잖아, 저거보다.
Wine, see?
Ah, yes.
And if you taste this, it's very different.
한번 드셔보세요. 다르대요, 완전.
This is wine, alcohol, no sugar.
완전 달라.
It's wine, yeah, yeah. This is 2023. Would you like to taste 2023?
냥이야. 배럴 테스트.
And you can spit here if you would like.
약간 라즈베리 향이 나네? 근데 맛있는데?
맛있다.
Emma's block. That was Rippin. This is Emma's block.
이거 엠마스 몰라.
So very young. Like a good 6 months.
맛있다.
Do you like Finn? Grappa? Cognac? We press the Pinot Noir and then Solera. Just keep topping up.
It's good. Good.
Yeah.
아, 저 정리시키는 거야.
아.
Very small but very good. But just for friends and family. We don't export or anything, just a very small amount. So it's unusual, I think, for experience for people to come here to the winery because people know our label who've been going a long time and they sense who we are through the label and through the brand and the quality of the wines. And they sometimes think we're a bit bigger. And when you see the building that you've just been to, you think of that and you get an idea about who we are. But then you come here and you see that we're still, much smaller and just family orientated and yeah. So it's just a different experience coming over here. But I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, we are enjoying.
그게 뭐 중요했어.
I will hopefully come and see you sometime.
See you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Safe travels. Best wishes.
Thank you very much. 김치.
야채가 많이 들어갔다.
야채가? 아빠 잘 드시는데? 부스러기를 노리는 청둥오리들. 다음에